What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the episode of PvP Legacy. Today is going to be a little different than normal, alright? So normally when I make these videos, I talk about random goofy nonsense that has no prior meaning or literally just that means nothing. There is nothing of importance that I typically talk about. And I suppose this will be no different considering, this is all in my opinion, but I think that, I might as well hop on the hype train, or as I should say, the hate train that's going on right now on the internet. So if you haven't been on the internet in the past, like, week or so, you've been kind of missing out on some banger news. Well, besides, Hurricane Milton, tearing through Florida and, just terrorizing everyone else. There has been a lot of content creator beef going on back and forth, and now I'm not one for internet drama, but I do love me some internet drama, if you know what I mean. All right, the beef between other content creators is like a story unfolding before my eyes. It is lore, as one would say. And now I don't want to get into the thick of it, but I did take a piece for myself to kind of rant about today. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be my review over KSI's Thick of It song. Now, in like general, there are a couple things like going on. Like it's not just KSI released a song and then is getting absolutely flamed for. There are a couple things others going on. As I said, I'm not exactly the most active Twitter user. I really only ever use it to keep updated on things I'm interested about or people sending me art, which I appreciate by the way. But other than that, I typically have Twitter off. I'm not surfing around looking for internet drama, even though I'm one for a little juicy story here and there. However, this time around, it's a little different. Regardless if you're on Twitter or not, you would know the hate because it is on almost every known platform. The drama between KSI and Dan TDM. But that's not what I'm here to talk about, but it's kind of like a little context, a little bit of context. Again, I don't know too much. I'm not like a proper source of information, but from what I know, the whole Lunchies thing, oh boy, was that a colossal failure. It was horrendous, and Dan TDM knew how bad it was and absolutely soloed 1v3 360 dunk competition, destroyed them. Just absolutely mollywopped all three of them. Mr. Beast is also going through something, but again, that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about KSI's new song. But again, before we actually get into that, yes, I know I'm kind of, not talking about the thing I said I was going to talk about. But let me give my honest opinions here, because that's what I'm all about. I think that this song, alright, one of my personal theories is that I think that this song wouldn't be as bad if it wasn't for the failure of Lunchies. And if you don't know what Lunchies is, let me tell you. Lunchies is this off-brand Lunchables nonsense that Mr. Beast, one of the Paul brothers, I can't tell them apart. I don't know, that guy, one of the Paul brothers, and KSI, all three of them came together and made this collaboration of Lunchies. Now, I don't know about you, but when it comes to being a consumer, I don't buy the chemicals because I have no other healthy alternative, even though there is always a healthier alternative. I simply buy the chemicals because the chemicals taste good. That's just why I buy them, alright? Like the same reason you don't go to a McDonald's to buy a salad because you want to eat healthy. You don't do that, alright? I want my chemicals because they taste funny to me, alright? My mouth likes the chemicals. But, Mr. Beast, one of the Paul brothers, again, I can't. Is it Jake? Is it Logan? Let me know. I'll probably look it up while I'm editing this video so I don't sound stupid. But, yeah. All three of them, our three baddies here, decided we're making Lunchies, and it sucked. It was horrendous. You could even tell by the looks on their faces while filming that video that they hated their product. It was awful. I haven't tried it myself because I don't want to taste toxic and poison. I don't care for healthy alternatives. All right, Lunchables has never had an issue. Lunchables has never really been an issue anywhere. I don't know anyone that has ever had an issue with Lunchables and said, you know what, I hope there are healthier lunch alternatives that are pre-made and pre-ready. What do you think this is? Factor? Not sponsored, by the way. But no, there really isn't. And I suppose Mr. Beast said, you know what, this market's pretty slim, so let's see if I can pull a couple strings. And you know, they absolutely did, and absolutely flopped. It was a true sight to see. It was a storm of failure or hate. It could rival Milton himself. But this is, this video is about KSI, so let's kind of reel back and really get back to him. Even in the video, I don't understand why KSI had to be there. Actually, I know why he's there. Because he's a co-owner of Prime, which is the drink that comes with every Lunchies box. All right, that is why he was there. He wasn't happy to be there. None of them were. None of them were happy to be there, nor to sell that product, nor to be a part of that product. Now, I don't know where any of this, High School Musical, Disney princess suddenly break into song vibe came from, but it may have just been an act of God helping KSI find his love for music again. But after that colossal failure of Lunchies, he releases Thick of It. Now, I have listened to it before recording this, and it I hadn't seen the truth, perhaps. Maybe I was, too open-hearted and wasn't, fistful of anger coming into this, but I kept an open mind, and the song overall wasn't amazing, but it wasn't bad. I was expecting like hot dookie when I was like listening to this song. I even read the comments afterwards, and people had been flaming on it for a long time. Like literally everyone hates this song as much as they hate anything else in the world. All right, they hate it so much. Some of these comments are absolutely absurd. Like he never disappoints when it comes to disappointing. Seeing something like that in someone's comment section makes me think that this song is terrible. Like, it is the worst thing you could ever possibly hear. But on my first watch through, my first little listen, it wasn't as bad as I was expecting. Perhaps the hate train that I was following along wasn't exactly quite what I was expecting it to be. But maybe I haven't, fully taken in the cringe of it all. Maybe the taste hasn't truly kicked in quite yet. So I gave it another listen to, and all it took was me seeing the frozen prime bottle for a second time, and I knew for a fact that this video was cringe mixed with hot dookie garbage. It was a it was a experience to listen to this song for a second time. The first time around wasn't that bad, I'm kind of just going along with the beat, kind of, just looking at the visuals a little bit. But second time through, I'm actually paying attention, I'm listening, I got my thinking cap on, and I immediately threw the thinking cap off because I didn't have to think to know that this song sucked. But, this song isn't all bad, alright? It's not, too great, but it's definitely not awesome. But I believe that there are at least a couple redeeming qualities to this. Now, I don't want to, be one of those guys like, oh, this song is good. No, I by no means think this song is good. I listen to it and I want to turn it off. Alright, if I was dying in a car crash, I would revive my mortal self just so I can turn off the radio to never listen to this, and then I will die again. But when it comes to my quote unquote redeeming qualities I see for this song, there are two. There are at least two redeeming qualities that I can see. Number one being the visual. Visually, this song is good. The first like 8 seconds even into like when we see KSI as this frozen statue, the visuals are good. Everything looks good. Even like the lip syncing and the facial movements and the slight head twitches whenever KSI is singing, it looks good. It's visually appealing, and I can't deny that. But other than that, that's about as much praise as the visuals are ever going to get. I mean, it's visuals. I feel like when it comes to things nowadays, if it's not visually appealing, it's not worth your time. Which it's kind of sad to think of it that way, but that's just how it is. But the second redeeming quality is that Triple Reed is a part of this song. He has a very small section in the song, but he is there nonetheless. And now you're probably sitting at home with your pacifiers in your mouth thinking to yourself, wait, are you saying Triple Reed saves this song? No. I by no means think that Triple Reed could have done anything to save this song whatsoever. He could have gone on a full like Eminem rap god like spree, and then this song still would have been garbage. But regardless, I think that no matter what you do in that situation of being a part of this song, I think he simply did his part and left it at that, and that's about as best that anyone I think could possibly do. But yeah, there's really only those two redeeming qualities. If you want any more kindness out of me, you're either going to have to pay me or try again, because there's no possible way I can think of any other redeeming quality for this song other than the fact that the beat is okay. And the lyrics themselves aren't too interesting. It is literally the same thing on repeat with two things. I know nothing about music. I'm not like a music fanatic, so maybe my judgment means nothing to you, or my music tastes are just hot garbage if I think that this is bad. But I think your music tastes are hot garbage if you think that this is good. But yeah, that's really about it. There's probably some other controversy I could talk about, but I didn't want to spend too long dissing KSI because, well, he's been getting a whole bunch of that. So I think it's time I give my final rating. All right, so final rating time. Yeah, it's pretty bad. It does in fact sound like Roblox tycoon background music, but overall isn't too bad. It's bad, but not something that is worth the amount of hate that it has. I definitely think that most of it is because of like the failure of Lunchies and all that going on. I think a lot of it is definitely from that and because he decided to do this for whatever reason. I mean, the video is doing pretty well in terms of views. It has generated over 14.4 million views, and due to some uncredible sources, I can't exactly tell if this is true or not, but someone did state that the video itself with a like counter of one oh sorry it has a like counter of 343 with a dislike counter of 1.4 million. Not really, relevant to what I'm talking about, for my rating, but I thought I'd point out there are pretty prominent features here when it comes to the song itself. Like you seeing 14.4 million views, you think, wow, this song must be a top single, an absolute banger, and then you read the comments and you realize, no, no, this is just a bunch of baloney. That's really all this is here. But for my final rating, I think I'm going to give it a solid 1 out of 10. I think I've heard like people voice crack and like tear up on America's Got Talent and get more praise than this song has. And I don't think that's going to change. I think that maybe this song may age over time and get a little better, but it's a YouTuber making YouTuber music. You can't really expect anything else other than that. But yeah, that's really all I got. So classic voice critical outro here. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.